My name is Aina Walsh. I'm 26 years of age, and 2 years ago I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. All guys leaving school at 18, 19 years of age, you're going to have a few ups and downs in the years that follow, and I was no exception. One of my best mates, Peter, ended up being terminally ill from cancer. My parents decided to push on with a divorce, and that dug back up a whole load of other shit. So yeah, there was a lot going on at the time. I've always been the kind of person who would go full tilt into something. So when I came home, I kind of went into full tilt to try and help Peter, and without realising it, put a lot of emotional kind of pressure on myself. Within, I suppose, a month and a half, my friends started noticing symptoms of just strange behaviour, really. What maybe at first looked like we were growing apart was just me changing and bipolar taking over.
You hear bipolar and people think, oh, he's mood swings, you know what I mean? And what they really said to me is like, there's this fear bit of mania, which is when you're I think it's when you're in a reproductive stage. And you have hypomania, which is where you are absolutely mental. But straight afterwards, there's this cliff, and we're like, we need to get Anus in looked after before he hits that cliff.
I didn't know it, but I was right in the throes of a really severe manic episode. And it had all the bells and whistles too. I mean, I went fairly apeshit.
We started organising the day. We basically said, listen, we need to get everyone down to Naas, we need to do an intervention. Basically it was like, we literally need to get you together, say that, listen, you have a problem, we know you have a problem, and say, listen, we need you to come in and get looked at.
I've heard of bipolar disorder, but I hadn't really a clue of what it entailed, and to be honest, none of my friends or family did either. So at the time, that's, I think, what made everything so difficult. It just hit us all like a train.
It was my mum, I think Darren and Simon and your parents in a room, and I think me, Ian and Robbie were in the kitchen waiting.
The heavies.
The heavies, just in case he decided to go absolutely roll you and try to plough through everybody. We'd go in and take you down and force you to the hospital.
Literally within 8 hours, they'd staged an intervention with my parents at my home, and I was admitted into hospital. I remember just being really, to be honest, just being scared shitless. I was like, how am I, what happens if I don't get out? The recovery process for me, it was literally like feeling my way through the darkness. I really think it's bullshit that the only option someone at 24 years of age has to recover from something like this and stay well is be medicated to the gills. For me, I didn't want to live the rest of my life through a haze of lithium, so I turned to fitness and decided to put myself forward for an amateur mixed martial arts fight. So I think this is kind of a good challenge to keep me focused. And as well, there's a lot of mental prep. I have to prepare my gear for training, and then when I come home from training, I have to prepare my food, and everything is like regimented. Fighters are people who go through a lot of ups and downs, so I kind of feel at home. So I was really lucky. I had good friends and family behind me, so I got through my bipolar diagnosis. I survived. Not a lot of people can thrive after it. It doesn't have to be that way, and people don't have to die. So I just want to take the fight to bipolar in Ireland, and I want to make a change for future generations.